supporting our collective efforts to strengthen national security. Nigeria is confronted with a range of security challenges across different regions of the country. These include terrorism and insurgency in the northeast, banditry and kidnapping in the northwest and north-central zones, separatist agitations and criminality in the southeast, piracy and illegal maritime activities in the southwest, as well as oil theft and vandalism in the Niger Delta. While these threats are diverse in nature, our resolve to confront and defeat them remains unwavering. The armed forces, in collaboration with other security agencies, have sustained intense operations on all the fronts. Troops are conducting clearance operations, targeted air and maritime interdictions, and intelligence-driven raids aimed at degrading criminal networks, protecting civilians, and restoring stability in the affected areas. The armed forces remain committed to ensuring that every part of Nigeria enjoys peace, security, and freedom from fear. Despite these challenges, significant progress was recorded. Many criminal elements have been neutralized or apprehended. Arms and ammunition have been recovered, hostages have been rescued, and several enclaves previously occupied by terrorists and bandits have been dismantled. We acknowledge that these successes would not have been possible without the courage and professionalism of Armed Forces of Nigeria personnel, working in conjunction with the Nigerian police and other security agencies, as well as the cooperation of all Nigerians who provide timely and actionable information. Accordingly, in the month of November, several terrorists, bandits and extremists, and other criminal elements were arrested, scores were neutralized, and over 69 of them and their family members surrendered. Similarly, 318 kidnapped victims were also rescued. Troops also foiled oil theft worth 217,664,618 naira only, representing quantity 201,700 liters of crude oil and 88,177 liters of automated gas oil, while 16 illegal refining sites were deactivated. Below are the highlights of the week from 28th of November to today, 4th of December 2025, for operational activities from all the theaters of operation being coordinated by this headquarters. Let me start by looking at the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai. The Joint Task Force Northeast, as you know, covers Borno State, Adamawa, and Yobe states. During the week, troops sustained its operational momentum by denying Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Jazz terrorists freedom of action in the Northeast region. Ground forces, in conjunction with air component and hybrid forces, as well as local security groups, conducted aggressive operations across the theater. During these operations, troops neutralized several terrorists and arrested their informants and logistics suppliers. They also recovered weapons and dismantled terrorist networks. Their efforts paved way for the safe resettlement of displaced persons. For instance, from the 27th of November to yesterday, troops conducted operations against terrorists in Mafa, Ngala, Ngazai, Kunduga, Bama, Askira Oba, and Chibok local government areas of Borno State. Similar operation was conducted in Madagali and Song local government areas of Adamawa State. During the encounters, scores of the terrorists were neutralized. Also, 6 of their collaborators, informants, sympathizers, and spies were arrested, while 5 kidnapped victims were rescued. Significant quantities of arms and ammunition, vehicles, and motorcycles were also recovered, while their camps were destroyed. The recovered items and weapons are currently in troops' custody for further action. In terms of air support, on the 26th of November this year, the air component of Operation Hadinkai provided several close air support sorties to ground troops in Dikwa, New Marte, and Gajibo general area of Borno State. The air support increased troops' will to fight against the terrorists. Now to Operation Fansanyama. Troops of Operation Fansanyama, which covers the northwest area, they sustained their operational tempo throughout the period. During several firefights, significant number of terrorists were neutralized while kidnapped victims were rescued. On the 27th, between the 27th of November to yesterday, the 3rd of December, troops conducted offensive operations in Anka, Maradun, and Talata Mafara local government areas of Zamfara State. Troops also conducted operations in Wurno and Sabunbirini local governments of Sokoto State, as well as Batsari, Kankara, and Kankia local governments of Katsina State. Other areas covered during the week include Shanono and Sanyawa local governments of Kano State, as well as Birnin Kudu and Jahun local governments of Jigawa State. Similarly, troops intensified their operations to Dankonwasagu, Dandi, Kebe, Zuru, and Bagudu local government areas of Kebbi State. During these operations, several terrorists were neutralized. 13 of them were apprehended, while 9 victims were rescued. Weapons, vehicles, livestock, and other household items were also recovered from them. In terms of air interdiction, between the 27th and yesterday, the 3rd of December, the air component of Operation Fansanyama conducted a coordinated mission at Sanusi Iku's enclave in Kankara local government area and another mission at terrorist hibernation area in Faskari local government area of Katsina State. Targets were acquired and engaged accordingly with bombs and rockets in multiple passes. Battle damage assessment revealed that scores of them were killed, while their camps and logistics were destroyed. Let me now look at Joint Task Force North Central, Operation Enduring Peace, which is in Plateau State. Troops responded to distress calls on terrorist activities in several sectors. Between the 27th and the 29th of November, troops conducted offensive operations, intelligence surveillance, and air interdiction, as well as responded to distress calls on terrorist activities in Pankshin, Basa, Barkinladi, Riyom, Mangu, and Bokos local government areas of Plateau State, as well as Sanga local government area of Kaduna State. During the firefights, some extremists were neutralized, 16 other criminals were arrested, while 10 kidnapped victims were rescued. Weapons, ammunition, motorcycles, and vehicles were also recovered from the extremists. Let us now go to Operation Wellstroke, which covers Benue, Nasarawa, and Taraba State. The operation recorded some successes in their area of operational responsibility. Between the 27th of November and the 2nd of December, troops conducted several operations, including cordon and search, at the residence of a suspected extremist identified as Malam Ibrahim in Ardo Kola local government area of Taraba State, and destruction of extremist life support structure in Ukum local government area of Benue State. Other areas covered are Sadauna, Lao, Donga, Karim Lamido, and Takum local government areas of Taraba State, as well as Gwe West and Katsina Ala local government areas of Benue State. During the operations, troops neutralized several extremists, arrested 20 suspects, and rescued 6 kidnapped victims. Arms and ammunition, vehicles, and livestock were also recovered during these operations. Between the 27th of November and yesterday, the 3rd of December, troops conducted operations in Lokoja and Kababunu, Yagba West, and Ijumu local government areas of Kogi State, as well as Gwagwalada, Buari, and Kwali area councils of the Federal Capital Territory. During the operation, troops neutralized several extremists, arrested 12 suspects, while 14 kidnapped victims were also rescued. Several arms and ammunition were also recovered during this operation. Now to Operation Delta Safe. Operation Delta Safe covers Bayelsa, Delta, Imo, and Rivers State. Troops foiled several oil thefts worth 12,122,000 naira only during the period. The breakdown indicates 11,850 liters of stolen crude oil and 540 liters of automated gas oil. Additionally, they discovered and destroyed 4 illegal refining sites and arrested 25 oil thieves and other criminals, while assorted arms and ammunition were also recovered. Relatedly, between the 27th and the 29th of November, troops conducted several offensive operations and air reconnaissance missions in the general areas of Bayelsa, Delta, Imo, and Rivers State, respectively. During the operations, troops also neutralized several criminals, arrested 3 suspects, while also recovering some arms and ammunition from them. Now to the southeast, Operation Udoka. Troops of Operation Udoka sustained offensive posture throughout the week. They conducted offensive operations in Udenu and Oji River local governments of Enugu State, as well as Ikko local government of Ebonyi State. Troops also conducted operations in Bende and Biase local government areas of Abia and Cross River States, respectively. During the operations, troops neutralized several terrorists, arrested 4 of them, and rescued 4 kidnapped victims. They recovered arms, ammunition, vehicles, and improvised explosive devices, making materials from the terrorists. In terms of air missions, between the 28th of November and the 2nd of December, in support of the ongoing joint clearance operations, the air component of Operation Udoka conducted air interdiction at terrorist locations in Eziagu local government area of Enugu State. Targets were acquired and engaged with rockets and cannons in successive passes. Battle damage assessment revealed that several terrorists were neutralized while their camps and logistics were destroyed. In conclusion, the Defense Secretary wishes to commend the troops for their bravery and urge them to maintain the momentum. On behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, he has directed me to convey to troops that he is very, very happy with the activities over the last 1 month and over the last 1 week, and he urges them to continue to put in more effort to ensure that the security situation is brought under control and peace and security and a safe and secure environment is provided so that Nigerians can live in peace and everybody can go about their normal business. The Armed Forces solicits continuous sharing of credible information with troops to enhance our operations. It is only through credible information that necessary action and responses can be undertaken to ensure that all our threats are controlled. We also continue to solicit the support of all Nigerians in this regard. We call on support also for veterans through supporting the Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem that was launched by Mr. President on the 2nd of December. That's Tuesday at the Presidential Villa. We believe, the Defense Secretary believes that in line with the renewed hope agenda of the President, it will be nice to renew the hope of our veterans who have given their best years in service for the country. This can be done through laid down channels like the Nigerian Legion, as well as in our personal capacities all over the country. The Armed Forces of Nigeria is dedicated to continuing to operate within the ambit of the law. We convey our assurances that we are enhancing our operational tempo in the light of the renewed security threats until peace is returned to all troubled areas of the country. The Armed Forces also wishes to inform all Nigerians that we are emplacing all necessary measures, systems, and activities humanly possible to ensure that the remaining students recently abducted are rescued and returned to their families unhurt. Benefits by people that are kidnapped also? Is that your question? Okay. Uh, I don't see the feasibility of that. I don't see the feasibility of that. You mean somebody who wants to suffer in the camp of the terrorists because his family is going to get money? But all the same, you have provided information and we'll pass it along and see how we can take necessary action on that and see. Thank you. Now, Joseph Undu, you asked concerning the issue of Amadu, right? In Taraba State. Okay. It's, you know that the brigade in Taraba has been conducting operations recently in conjunction with the state government. The state government has been encouraging them. And I think through the operations they are conducting, they have been able to significantly reduce the challenges in Taraba, if you are aware. So this information and this particular town that you mentioned will also be passing it on to the brigade to find out what can be done about it and if this information is true. Thank you. Then Idowu Isanlu, Daily Trust, community in Tudumbiri. Yes, I think the issue of compensation for them has been discussed extensively. And you know that these things take time. It's a bureaucracy we are running. But I can assure you that in due course, compensation will be paid to that community in as much as due diligence has been done on the level of compensation and those who are affected by that incident. So I think it will be done, and we'll convey I'll still convey this to the appropriate authorities. Thank you very much. So can we just take 4 more questions and then we round up? And the issue of the schools that were closed due to the heightened security situation, and later there's a directive that they should be opened. One of the things about security reports is that they are dynamic. At the point that the schools were closed, there were reports that the threat was high. So the various state governments in their wisdom took a decision, as well as the federal government took a decision that certain schools should be closed. I think that has been in the last 2 weeks or so. So it is possible that there is a new security report that has necessitated this new decision to close the schools. However, on the part of the defense headquarters and the armed forces of Nigeria, we are always ready and willing at any time to provide any necessary assistance that any state government requires to secure the schools. Of course, working in conjunction with the Safe Schools Initiative. I'm sure you know that the Safe Schools Initiative is doing a lot of work in safeguarding the schools and is domiciled at the Civil Defense Headquarters. So I think that provides answers for that. Now, the issue Dennis Newsweek, News Direct, okay. News Direct, okay. The issue of the bad boys being on the outskirts of Abuja. Abuja is the federal capital of Nigeria, and Abuja has a robust security architecture with all the headquarters of all the security agencies being located in Abuja. We also have a very extensive operational network of security agents operating in Abuja. So while those boys remain at the outskirts, I want to assure you and the public that I'm sure they will not be able to threaten us in Abuja. In any case, the Ministry of the Federal Capital Territory, in conjunction with the necessary or relevant security agencies, are also aware of the issue of those boys being out on the outskirts, and are taking all the necessary action to make sure that they do not constitute any threat to anybody, particularly during this festive period. Now, John Nwokocha of Narrative, right? Narrative, okay. For the festive period, the armed forces also understands that the festive period is also a period of vulnerability. Yes, our security reports indicate that there is a tendency for everybody to be relaxed. And so, on our part, that is when we also heighten our activities. We increase our patrols. We make sure we send our intelligence personnel into the field to gather any necessary information of any activities or any negative plans that people or any bad boys may be having. So I can assure you that the festive period will come and go in a peaceful atmosphere. Thank you.